In this video, I'm going to show you how you can project a curve onto a 3D surface by using a particular technique that I tried. I did some experiments and it apparently works. So essentially, you cannot project a curve directly on a curve in Blender. We did other videos about drawing and simultaneously projecting on a surface, and also you can use the snaps, but this technique here is more like projection, similar to what happens in Rhino and other software. So what we're going to use is a Boolean tool, and in the specific we need to go into edit preferences, and we need to turn on here in the add-ons the Bool Tool add-on. So search for the Bool Tool, activate it, and it's going to be here in the edit tab right here at the bottom, so you can expand it. So I decided to work on a sphere. This is the sphere. I'm just gonna show you right here. Now you can work in two ways. You can use an object to cut, or you can use an object to project, which is similar, but we're gonna see the differences. So first of all, I'm gonna create a plane by going into Add and Mesh Plane, and I'm gonna place it in the position right here, and I'm gonna scale it also a little bit. I want to make sure that the sphere is entirely inside that object, because I'm gonna use this to slice. So slicing is kind of projecting. I'm gonna show you why. So if I use the auto boolean, so I'm gonna do like slice. I need to select, of course, the second object, which is the object that will be cut, and do slice. So you can see that part of that is gonna go, and it's not gonna be available anymore. So when I use the slice or intersect, I wanna use a copy. So I need to do Control C, Control V, and leave a copy in there so that I can use both. And also, I'm gonna show you another thing. If I delete this, you can use the auto boolean, but I find more handy to use the brush boolean for this particular case. So again, if I select first the cutting object and then the object that is going to be cut, and I do slice again, you can see it's going to slice off the part that is on the bottom. So usually when we use a plane doing the booleans, the top part is going to be the one that's going to be left, and the bottom part is the one that's going to go away. Now, if you want to invert that, if you want to change that, you can either rotate this like 180 degrees, or you can flip it by mirroring. So you can, and you can see everything is happening here real time. So if I want to mirror, I need to go here to Object, Mirror, and then Z local, and you can see it's going to flip the effect. So if you want it the other way around, you can do like this. Now let me just go back again to where we just cut. So I select first this, second this, and again let's slice. Now if you go here in the brush viewer, if you turn off the brush, you can see that that plane is basically projecting. Let me show you this. So if I select this plane and I move it, you can see it's projecting a curve onto that sphere. So again, slice is in a way like projecting, because we are projecting this curve that is going to be the part where the object will be sliced. And in Blender, we can also extract that curve once you create your Boolean operation. Now, in this case, you can see I've sliced once and then I sliced twice. So let's say that I want to slice again. Now, when you slice, you can see this one here is still active. So let's use this. Again, I'm going to do something like this and apply the brush. So when you use the brush, you need to apply the brush. Once it's applied, we can also get rid of this. And you can see that when you slice, it's going to leave you with this part. And at the bottom, you're going to have like the intersect part of the two operands. So you can easily turn this into a curve. You can just right click and convert to curve, and that's it. So that's the curve. And this is the thing that I've done here also. So you can see I've created 2 cuts with 2 slices, and then I extracted 2 curves. And you can also extract the curve from the other segments on a model. Now, this is another example. So if you don't want to do something really simple like this, you want to actually project a curve on a surface like this, well, you need to do some more steps. So let's say I want to create a customized shape. I'm going to delete this one here and also the others right here. Okay, so when you use the draw mode, so first of all, let's add a curve, whatever curve you want. So let's go to add curve. Let's do a Bezier. Now the initial Bezier will be in there, in near the origin. And then if we go to edit mode, we can rapidly delete that because we don't really need that. So we just delete that and just delete vertices. It's fine. So we saw also in other video that you can do some sort of projection by using the draw mode and by going into the tool settings and use surface. This will draw on the surface. It's not going to be too much visible, but it's there. We can go here in the curve settings, go all the way down and bevel here and increase the depth. So you can see that that's basically on that surface. So this is one way, but it's not really like, creating a shape and then, or like importing a curve from Illustrator or AutoCAD or wherever, and then projecting that into the surface. So to do this, we need to turn off the surface. We need to be in cursor, and now we can use the camera essentially to paint on. So if I use cursor, I can paint on the oriented to the camera. Now remember also you can use the snaps if you want to like use also the curve pen and you want to work on the surface. So I'm gonna draw with cursor and let's just create something here. Okay, let's say I want to create this shape. Now remember also that you want to close it, so right click and do toggle cyclic. So that is going to create a closed shape, which is now right here, and I want to move it. So I'm using the normal orientation to move it this on the front. So I'm going to move this here. And okay, now probably we need to adjust it. Let me just go back and let's try like with the not global, but well, yeah, maybe the best one here is normal. But essentially, we want to bring this to the front, and we want to extrude it. So it's flat. It's a flat curve, so it can be now be converted into a plane. So if I right-click and do convert, oh sorry, let's go to object mode. Right-click, convert to mesh, select it, go again into edit mode. So this could be a little bit confusing, but these are like steps that I found. And if you are having troubles with this, you can check the Blender video course, especially the first lessons. So if I now right click and go to do a new face from edge, it's going to create a plane. Well, a planar surface more than a plane. And then if I use extrude, I can extrude this straight like that. Okay, so I can project the curve now on this side and also on the other side. So I can do a two-sided projection or just one side, depending on the depth of this extrusion. So let's say that it stops here. And I also want to move this in order for that curve to be projected on the entire surface. So just move it around in the position that you want it. Okay, so when you're ready, let's copy this. Let's do a copy. Control C, Control V. And I'm just going to move it, but you can also leave it in place because it's going to be helpful there. So if we select these two and we do, again, in the object mode, we go to edit and do, well, we can do also an intersection. You can see it's going to leave you with the part that are in common. So I can also do the slice as well. There you go. So here we can almost see the curve being in there. So like it's projected. Well, it's not actually projected. If I move this, you can see there is a cut in there. Now I can select that border to get that curve, or this other one, depending on which one you want to use. And so let me just go back. And again, you may want to leave a copy there of this sphere. So Control C, Control V to leave a copy. And then select this one here, select this one here. And again, let's slice or intersect. Now I only want to work with the portion that is right here that has been cut off. And I can hide the rest. So I'm going to go to Object, Show and hide unselected. And I want to get rid of everything I don't need, which if I go to edit mode, is all these parts I don't really need. So I'm going to press X and delete edges and faces. Sorry, let's go back. I want to delete just the faces. So press X and delete only the faces. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of, well, that's the first curve, but that's straight. You can see it's planar, which is not good for what we need to do. So I'm gonna delete these edges and also these other edges right here. I can use like the brush also like that. So make sure you don't delete those that are around there, around the curve, because those are the one that we're gonna need, and just delete everything else. Okay, now what I need to do is just select the inner part and delete it. But like a quick way to do this is to go to Select and go here to Sharp Edge and drop down the sharpness to 1. You can see it's gonna select all these inside, and then press X. And now I'm gonna delete the edges and the faces. And there's the curve right there. So if I reactivate the sphere, not this one here, but this one here, you can see that this curve is perfectly projected on that surface. And I can convert it again into a curve, and I can make it a little bit more visible here using the depth, and that's it. So this is the technique that you can use if you want to project curves, 2D curves in 3D objects in Blender. So if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to stay updated for others. And if you want to thank us, you can join the channel as a supporter. Thanks for watching and see you in the next.